Hello, this is Angelo, and we are here with the review of the Mastermind Business System, but most importantly, the review of the action plan, the review of the attitude we all need to have, regardless of the decision we are going to make after the game has changed event. The game has changed event is over, and now we are all beginning the next chapter of our lives. So what that means to us is that we want to be fully present here today. And once again, I want to thank you and congratulate you for being here. You also want to congratulate yourself for being here. You know how easy it is to get distracted and derailed from the path towards the happiness and success you desire. Of course, I highly recommend that you turn off all your notifications and close all other tabs on the PC or laptop that you probably watch this masterclass from. Just say that for the next 30 to 45 minutes in this world, it is just you and me, and focus entirely on what we will be discussing here, because regardless of your decision, I believe that you will find today's masterclass extremely valuable, because I'm going to give you specific steps in order, number one, to believe more in yourself, and number two, regardless of your decision, to create a breakthrough in your life. Now, you're more than welcome to take notes. There will be a replay available though, so if you want, you can participate fully on what we are discussing here and make sure that you keep some notes later on. Last but not least, I want to remind you that we have crossed the point of no return, meaning that the only outcome that we allow in our consciousness from now on is landing happily and safely at our ideal destination. How do you feel? The question that I begin all master classes with, and the question that you want to be asking yourself many times during the day, simply because the better you feel, the better the quality of your life is right now. And also, the more energy you have in order to achieve anything you want to achieve. Now, always remember that it is easier to achieve anything from a happy state. And I want to remind you also that you don't need success to be happy, to feel happiness, but you definitely need happiness in order to be truly successful. I also want to remind you that today is about you, because you are the game changer in your life. It is not game has changed event. It is not the Mastermind Business System. It is not anything in the outer world. Everything has to do with you. And once you realize that you are your game changer, yes, in the beginning, you might feel a bit like the weight of responsibility, let's say, but on the other side of this feeling is the lightness, the freedom that you have only one thing to improve, and then everything else will improve for you. I want to also remind you that you are enough, and that the gifts that you still have within are valuable. And there is a reason why you're here, because you know that these gifts that you have within are still begging to be externalized in some shape or form. Now, the day before yesterday, 2 days ago, I demonstrated, I showed to you that you are here and you have basically some decisions to make, right? So you can choose for life to stay the same, do not much. You can choose to create a digital product business. And if you choose not to do much, I told you that in most cases, things will get worse simply because this is life. When we tend to leave things as they are, we tend, as we say, things either grow or die. Nothing is flat in this universe. Nothing is idle, let's say. So always remember that right now you have the decision to make. And what matters to me, though, is that you're feeling absolutely clear and satisfied with that decision. So this is your decision path. But you know what makes it like harder for you? The fact that within, most probably, there is still a voice that says, you know what, you cannot do this. You cannot be that person. You cannot be, you cannot have the level of success of Tony Robbins or Dean Graziosi or whatever. And that might be true only if you assume the thoughts and actions, like the compounded thoughts and actions, the set of thoughts and actions that you have today. But you know what? I want to ask you a question. Do you believe in yourself as much as I believe in you right now? And you might ask, but Angelo, we haven't met. How on earth you believe in me, and how on earth you believe in me more than I do? And the answer is simple. Because I've been there. I've been where you probably are right now. And in a way, I can say I've been in your shoes, but the picture I chose to share with you is without any shoes, because it is back in March of 2009 when I had my first firewalk, and when I realized I can do much more than I allowed myself to believe back then. And guess what? 10 years later, I was invited by Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi in Vegas at a VIP affiliate party, simply because in between, during these 10 years, my thinking and acting was completely and entirely different than the rest of my life before that. So what that means to you is that who you are right now is simply a small fraction compared to your super self. And by definition, your super self is the version of you who has already achieved what you want to achieve. Everything. This is by definition your super self. And yes, your super self is like a creation in terms of the term super self. I have created, I don't have like the trademark, but I have created the term super self. And this is the definition that I gave to super self. So Super-Angelo is the version of me who has achieved everything I want to achieve. And most specifically, all my authentic desires. Right? Good. So how do we go about that? How do we upgrade our belief system? Number one, identify your limiting beliefs. So you can ask yourself, what is it that still is blocking me from doing this, that, or the other, from achieving this, that, or the other? And let your mind wander for a little bit, and you'll get some answers. Or you might say, the reason I cannot have this is blank. And you just again, give some answers, and you will identify your limiting beliefs. Basically, in a sense, your excuses up until now. Now, next step, you will challenge these limiting beliefs. I will give you an example in a little bit. Number three, you will choose the belief of your super self, because your super self is already where you want to go. So your super self knows how to get there. And all you have to do is assume the same set of thoughts and actions as your super self. Number four, validate the new belief and use something general, something easy to validate it. I will give you an example as well. And number five, like a bonus action, you want to attune yourself. You want to forcify. You want to solidify this belief in your consciousness by practicing with intensity and frequency the happy landing exercise, where you close your eyes. We've done this before, right? If you were with us in the previous masterclasses, the review and priming masterclasses of the Game Has Changed event, we've done this. So what that means to you is that you are consistently practicing the frequency and attuning yourself to the frequency, the specific frequency of the level of success that you desire. Now, let me give you an example. So, number one, identify your limiting beliefs. So you might say something like this: I cannot have the digital product launch that I desire because I owe $10,000. I am $10,000 in debt. And you might feel completely truthful. Look, Angelo, look, I have all the proof. This is truth. This is the truth right now. This is my state. So the second thing that you do is challenge that belief by going general. So you begin with negative specific. This is your pattern. You might want to jot that down. You begin with a specific negative thought, then a general negative thought, then a general positive thought, and last but not least, a specific positive thought. Okay? So you say first, okay, Angelo, I cannot have this level of success. I cannot have a successful digital product launch because I am $10,000 in debt. Good. That's your first step. Number two, there are other people who are or were $10,000 in debt, even more. Step number three, you go positive general. Other people were $10,000 in debt and now they're worth like $10 million. So meaning your state is not like final, right? And now you go positive specific. I will get out of debt and I will get to the level of success that I desire. And how you validate it? Other people have done it also. And how you validate it? I haven't used all the thoughts and actions that are out there. As Thomas Edison used to say, oh, great, I failed, meaning I know another way that this doesn't work. So now, basically, I am cornering the answer, the right solution. And you keep using the most powerful processor in the world, your mind, in your favor rather than using it against you. So you use all your firepower to affirm, to validate the belief that you want rather than keep validating your limiting belief. This is your breakthrough. And once you get there, and once you fixate your mind on what you truly want to achieve, you consistently solidify that belief, that level of success with your happy landing exercise. And you close your eyes and see yourself at your destination. You don't think of your destination. You think from your destination. This is the distinction, right? You remember it. This is vital. And that distinction means that you don't think of a level of success of $1 million. You close your eyes and you see yourself having achieved a level of success of $1 million. Having created a digital product launch where the revenue just crossed $1 million. And then you focus on the feeling. How does that feel? And you upgrade that feeling. You turn up the volume on that feeling. And once you do that, you are ready for your breakthrough. Because now you're mentally and emotionally ready. And this is step one. Upgrade your emotional state. And I want to remind you once again, the 5 to thrive, I call them, these 5 little exercises that you have at your disposal every single moment. Because life does happen. And obstacles are going to show up. Most probably unannounced, unfortunately for all of us, but fortunately, this is the moment where we have the opportunity for more growth. And as Jim Rohn used to say, you never ever ask for your problem to get smaller. You always ask for you to grow bigger, to grow stronger, to grow smarter, to grow wiser, to become more effective, right? Good. So these 5 exercises are, number 1, the exercise of perspective. Immediately, you shift your perspective, everything changes for you. Number 2, forgiveness. If you feel bitter, most probably you want to forgive someone, something. And always remember that you don't forgive necessarily because someone deserves it. You forgive because you want to relieve yourself of this bitterness. So you say to yourself, I forgive sincerely, completely and irrevocably. Number 3, you focus on love. And if it's hard for you to do like the exercise of self-love that I'm suggesting, where you simply look yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, or give yourself a big hug, all you can do is maybe watch a couple of minutes, like a couple of videos with like a baby or a dachshund, for example, and you're done. This is what I'm doing. Sometimes you have to pick yourself up from a much lower state, and that's okay, as long as you do that. Don't leave yourself there. Pick yourself up and move on. Now you're ready for gratitude, and the rampage of gratitude is all it takes to fuel yourself with amazing emotional firepower to get to the last and the fifth and last exercise, the happy landing exercise. Now you're done. Now you're all fired up. Now your consciousness is completely ready to receive, like the soil of your mind is ready to receive the perfect seed. What that perfect seed is your ideal destination. So number 2 for your breakthrough is find a destination goal, okay? So if you follow me for a long time, you know that I rarely use the term goal. I only use it when I speak to people that don't know me that much. And I will tell you in a bit why. I will tell you a little story about it. So you want a destination that is so clear and so compelling that it magnetizes your heart and monopolizes your mind, meaning that you are fully focused on what you want to achieve. So I will give you that example right now. Can you imagine walking into an airplane and the pilot saying, okay, this is Captain Angelo right now, and my goal is to take you to New York, right? Everybody will storm out of the airplane. So goal is a weak word to use. In fact, and I've learned that from Tony Robbins, when we say I have a goal to do this, immediately in our mind, we give it a 5% chance to achieve that. But when you say it is my destination and you think and act as a pilot would, it means you will do whatever it takes. It means, so when the pilot says we are going to New York, they don't even have New York in their mind. They have a very little small surface, a small area that is in the beginning of the runway, because this is the only way the whole flight is successful. And by the way, you know this, you've heard this many times over, that in this flight, in any flight, and there are about 104,000 flights every single day, 104,000 flights every single day. And all the airplanes, almost all the time, are out of course. And somehow they manage it. Because you know what? The pilot has clear intentions, and he has the skill set and the tool set to make it happen. And this is what we're doing here. Number 3, take inspired, effective action and review your progress. Inspired, effective action and review your progress. Don't work yourself to the ground. You won't have time to be creative. You won't have time to upgrade your course. And you might find yourself dabbling so much that you're a busy bee that works like 12 hours a day, and at the end of that day, you feel so depleted that all you can do is rest and start over the next day. And you will wake up like 10 years later with mediocre results. I know, because I've done this. I know this is not the way to go. So yes, Tony Robbins says take massive action, and I want to be very clear about it. When Tony Robbins says take massive action, he means take massive action like Tony Robbins would. And Tony Robbins, because this is what he has been taught by his mentor, Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn used to say, don't major in minor things. So you know Tony is doing really great things, right? And this is where we get our inspiration from. So when Tony says, I'm going to build a studio because we had a lockdown and all My UPWs and Date with Destinies have been canceled. And there's nothing I can do about it, apparently, even me, Tony Robbins. So he says, okay, I'm going to do a studio then, right? And immediately what he turned back and said to Dean Graciosi back then was back in 2019, the spring of 2019. Of course, I'm not talking about, like sitting in a desk or something, like like with my fingers crossed or anything for a couple of hours, right? You're going to make like an immersive studio. So he invested like millions in this studio. And from then until now, there are like many versions of this studio. And what matters though, is that always you take what? From where you are right now, the most effective, you become in a sense cynical about your actions. So you take the most effective actions and you have like frequent reviews so that you know that you're getting closer to your destination. And there is a bonus step number 4, you leverage as much help as humanly possible. And again, I'm very passionate about this because I know I've been like completely on the wrong side of this story for many years of my life. I was too proud to ask for help. I thought it would be a sign of weakness. You know what? Jeff Bezos is doing right, okay? He's doing good right now, like a few billion on the side, right? Amazon has over 1.5 million employees, and God knows how many like outsourced partners and so on. Meaning, you can do that much on your own, and you better get help from those who are capable to take you to the next level of your success. So whatever it is that you want to achieve, make sure that the vehicle is right. That said, I want to remind you that there are shortcuts to success. And any decision you make today, never ever underestimate these decisions. It is your call to upgrade your life. And it is your call right now to choose something entirely different than what you have chosen in the past. Not only that, I think you're obliged if you want more in your life. By now, you know that. So there are shortcuts to success, and I believe that the Mastermind Business System is such a shortcut for you if you truly want to create a digital product business or to upgrade your existing business with a digital product. Why do this? Let me remind you again. Because as Warren Buffett said, told Tony Robbins. So Warren Buffett advised Tony Robbins, and we better get that advice. We better take it under consideration, right? Good. So what Warren Buffett said is that in this economy, you want to have a business that has low risk, meaning low capital expenditure, low initial capital, and also highly profitable, so that you can be able to add value to the marketplace, but also have good profit. Because all these commoditized products, like, for example, milk or orange juice, their profit margins, they're getting squeezed simply because everybody is fighting, like this fruitless price war. Because virtually most products are almost identical. So what you want is to use your uniqueness and externalize your uniqueness in a way that a certain group of the marketplace find it so valuable that will invest in your digital product, as so many of us have invested in so many digital products. Now, that said, let's see what you get when you invest to MBS, the Mastermind Business System today. Number 1, you get the 7-step jumpstart. And I want to tell you a story now. As I was getting to, as I flew for the very first time to Manchester to the university for my mechanical engineering degree, what happened? Of course, I was so not knowing what was going on. And luckily for me, there was a little card that was telling me everything I need to know for the first 7 days that I was there. Like, like go to the library and get a library card and do this, that, or the other. So, and there is, in this club, there is like a fresher student meeting, tonight and so on. This is basically the same thing. And I love that. I love this idea because now you know that when you walk into the MBS system, yes, there are so many things that you can learn. Yes, there are so many things, so many buttons to click and things to do. But now you have an initial walkthrough so that you get accustomed to everything and you become completely, like set to what is about to happen. And next, you get a customized learning course, because as you walk into the MBS system, there is like a 5-6 minute audit that you fill in, like a questionnaire. And from that, you get your customized learning course depending on your experience, depending on what you want to achieve. And then, of course, you get access to Gigi. And Gigi, as you know, is the artificial intelligence that has been developed by the Mastermind team to basically think as close as possible to Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. And this is why Gigi's answers have nothing to do with the answers you get from ChatGPT or another service. And now you feel more comfortable that the feedback that you get is much closer to what Tony or Dean would choose for that specific thing. And then, of course, you got the monthly live meetups with Dean. And if you were already a Mastermind member, you know how valuable these ones can be and also keep you right on track, of course. And you have the online all-in-one business system, because in the past, there was just a course, and then there were just a couple of tools. Now, all you need to do is in one place. And this is incredible because now you know that there is absolutely nothing else that you need if you want to grow your business within the Mastermind Business System. And then you got proven marketing plans from some of the best, if not the best, marketers in the world. And when you have marketing launches where you have like more than 1,000 people, 1 million people signing up, you know your math, you know your marketing. And this means that we all capitalize on these monster launches. And all the plans that we get are basically adapted to these high power, high quality launches. Last but not least, you get a plug and play builder. This is really fun because basically what you do, and I am very keen on working on that a lot more in the months to come, of course. It is basically an adaptation. This is where you get like Gigi working for you on for the creation of your landing pages and everything, and your copywriting, and this is amazing. So truly, in the past, it would take you weeks, maybe months to create something like that. And at the same time, you weren't quite sure if you were in the right direction. And then again, it would take more weeks or months to get, like with your advertising, to see if you're in the right direction. I know because I've been there. I have been on this internet marketing space since 2009. Effectively, I have been doing Facebook ads since 2008. So I know in the beginning, I was basically with a flashlight and hoping for the best. And now you get like an amazing mastermind working for you, right? So it is Tony Robbins' experience, Dean's experience, coupled with AI, and these are basically our partners for success. In fact, this is how I see it, because I've learned the very hard way, and I want you to not only learn the easy way, but compress what I have achieved in 10 years, maybe in 10 months, even less. And you can do this because now you have access to AI. Now you have access to so many tools. Now you have access to so many insights. And not only that, I think it is something that Dean neglected to say during the 3 days of the Game Has Changed event. This is the 6th year. And Dean has been very passionate about starting and developing this project. And I believe we should and must give credit to Dean and his team that what they are doing is almost on a daily basis been improving something that got started back in spring of 2018, and they have taken it to an incredible, insurmountable level for all of us. And we are privileged enough to have access to it for just $997. And it is, for me, this is amazing. I know because I have invested like 10 times that only for an event, for a 3-day event, to learn something without any tools or anything else. So I know what I'm talking about when I consider or I grasp the value of something. And of course, what more you get with MBS today, you get some amazing bonuses. My favorite, of course, is the VIP ticket to the World Summit. And the World Summit, if you thought that the Game Has Changed event was powerful, wait for the World Summit. It's a much longer event, of course, but it's so much worth it. And many times I have to stay up late because I am usually I'm participating from Greece, and there is like a 10 hours difference to Pacific time, or 8 or 9 hours difference to Scottsdale, Arizona time. So yes, but it is completely worth it. And then you've got Trent's amazing bonus, the Impact Mastery Program, and you've got Nicole Burke's Instagram Growth Program, and you've got some bonuses from Angelo, I think, yes. You've got 3 MBS Q&A masterclasses that begin in September. So guess what? You will go through everything. You will apply it. And then once you thought that you're, like golden, more questions will pop up. And you will feel that you're, like on the right. It is same with the university, right? We think that when we graduate, we are set. In fact, when I graduated from the university, I said, I'm done with learning, one of the biggest mistakes of my life. Like, I'm done with learning, now I'm ready to give to society. How on earth would I give without learning even more? My knowledge was enough for day one. And then, of course, challenges happen. You have to get through these challenges, and some other challenges happen. And this is why September, October, and November, we will have 3 powerful MBS Q&A sessions where you can ask anything you want. There will be a form that you will fill in as many questions as you want. But also, as we are doing these Q&As, you can also jump in and ask something more, like clarifications and everything. I want to make sure, so these sessions, okay, forgive me for being a bit colorful right now, but you know how passionate I get. These sessions will end in 2 ways. Number 1, when all your questions are answered, or number 2, if I faint in between. So I'm willing to stay as long as it takes for you to feel that you've got all your questions answered, and you know that the next day you can apply the insights and the upgrades to your sales funnel, and have upgraded mindset also, because we will talking about limiting beliefs as well. So we will upgrade our mindset, skill set, and tool set after the whole MBS course is over, 3 more times, September, October, and November of 2024. Isn't this amazing? This is just bonus number 1. Bonus number 2, I just announced it today. I have an asterisk because this has limited seating, and I know that most of the seats are taken, so you better take action if you're serious about it. It's my Belief Booster Masterclass. You've had an appetizer like 15 to 20 minutes ago, where I demonstrated how it's done. And this is just an appetizer. in this masterclass, we will upgrade your beliefs in real time. We will work specifically on number one, your destination for your digital product launch, your goal, and number two, everything that stands in between. And you know what stands between? Something that is in here. So always remember, once you are done with this Belief Booster Masterclass, you will have your beliefs upgraded, not sometime in the future, after it, and you will know what to do once other limiting beliefs show up. Next, you will have my Facebook Super Ads Masterclass because, as you probably know, I have referred more than 15,000 people to the Game Has Changed event. And for sure, this didn't happen by chance. Yes, as I told you before, I have started doing Facebook ads since February 2008. I think it was February 7th or something of 2008. So I've been doing this for 16 years. But this means nothing because you can do something for 16 years wrong, right? My success, I believe, is simply because I never ever give up on learning. I never ever give up on upgrading myself. In fact, during the last year, during the last 12 months, I have upgraded my Facebook ads strategy 3 times. This is all it takes to be at that level of success. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to invest like thousands of dollars to find out how it goes. All you get is to attend this bonus masterclass. Next, my new baby. I'm so excited about this. I'm so passionate to share more with you. And I believe I will have time to share some things in the next Q&A masterclass that will happen tomorrow. So tomorrow I will be answering more specific questions regarding your next steps and the Mastermind Business System. But I will also share some initial insights of what Sulisubu is about. And Sulisubu, if you haven't watched my previous masterclasses, stands for Super Life and Super Business. And all I am about in the next few years, at least, let's say, because I'm so passionate about it, it could become like my number one priority, is to help others create a super business that number one finances and number two gives them the freedom of time and location to enjoy the life they truly deserve and desire. That's about it. This is Sulisubu. And the reason I'm telling you is because in the past, when I got started with personal development, make a note of this. When I got started, I thought that my goal was to become a millionaire and then a billionaire. This is what I thought I wanted. And then I realized is that I don't, for example, want like a 300-foot yacht. I want a yacht big enough to fit my best friends. But you know what? I want to give you another insight now. Because I'm doing so many like walking brainstorming sessions in the marina that we have in the Athens Riviera, in the south of Athens that I'm living. And I walk by the marina and I see all these boats that are mostly standing there, and the only thing that moves them is the little waves that you find inside the marina. And these boats, if they had like mouth, they would say, somebody move me, please. Somebody take me for a ride. So for me, a rich man or a rich person is not someone who owns a yacht, is someone who enjoys a yacht, even if it is smaller than the one the richer guy has. So what I truly care about is Sulisubu. And I have invested over a decade without knowing it to start creating Sulisubu for me. And now I want to share it with people that need truly what I call the 5th M. Do you remember the 4+1 M's? And the fifth M was what? Meaning. People are begging for meaning and they don't even know it. This is why so many people don't know where they stand in life, because they think that they are looking for another $1 million or another raise or another promotion. And they neglect to ask themselves, what about meaning of life? What do I truly want? And sometimes the answer could freak you out in terms of how different it is than what you were expecting it to be. And by the way, you always, this is what I loved learning from Jim Rohn. You know, it's your life. This is what Jim Rohn used to say. This is your life. Meaning, okay, you've had some goals. Okay, you can cross them out, or you can write your goals with pencil. Scratch them, write some more. Scratch them, write some more. This is your life. And we all have one chance. And we better make it unique. And we better graduate from life looking back and being absolutely positive that we have made not the right choices in terms of what our family expected or society, but on what our heart was calling us to do. And sometimes we have to take some bold, courageous actions and moves. Sometimes we have to walk into the unknown, but at least sometimes we're not alone into the unknown, right? So we can go into the jungle with all, these wild animals, but we can have the right guide that will say, you know what? Just relax. Okay, it's a lion. Okay, just breathe slowly, calmly. Don't do this, that, or the other, or whatever they tell you. I haven't been to one already. But that's the point. So after that, you ask yourself, okay, who's my guide? Who is my guide? Who will walk me through this uncomfortable situation so that I can walk out on the other side a winner with my digital product, not just my digital product, with a successful digital product launch, not just any level of success, with a level of success that I deserve and desire. And enough financial success so that I can finance my dream life. This is what I wish for you, and this is what I am working on for you, should you accept your mission. Now, that said, I want to remind you once again that your gifts are valuable, and you are enough, and you are ready. You are ready, if you wish, not to invest in MBS, not to invest in Tony and Dean, not to invest in my bonuses because they're free anyway, they're complimentary. Invest in yourself. Invest in the next level of you. Invest in a version of you that is much, much closer to your super self, and some not in the past. And some of my best moves was always to learn from the best. And Tony is the best at what he does, and Dean is the best at what he does. And I am extremely good, I believe so, but I don't want to sell myself. You will be the judge of that. If you remember my other training, remember that value is subjective. So it's your call, but I believe that I can truly help you make a shift and start living a happy life now, and make this happiness your fuel for success so that you can bring success closer and make the journey towards your success much, much more meaningful. Now, I see some comments. Maybe there are some questions. I don't want to leave you with any unanswered. So, good day. Yes, you need to fix your mic. Okay, Valerie, I will work on that. I always encourage improvements. You know that. I will definitely work on that. Now, can you show some of the software? Yes, Rachel, this is what I will be doing tomorrow. Tomorrow, we will have a walkthrough of the Mastermind Business System, and you will see what it's all about. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. It has nothing to do with what was created in the past. It's a completely different level. And bravo, Valerie, you signed up. Congratulations, Valerie, and welcome. We will be working together. We're going to do amazing things together. So happy you're on board. And for all of you who are still thinking about enrolling, I just dropped the link so that you can sign up right now. If you do have some questions, just hit reply on any of my emails or send me a message on Messenger, not on this live chat, because after it ends, it's gone. So hit reply on any of my emails. Send me a message on Messenger. Ask. I'm here for you. And the window of opportunity is closing very fast. And I know how this goes. And there are so many people who leave it to the last moment. And then there are so many people squeezing in that there is something wrong with the payment system or something, or there's something wrong with their credit card and they cannot take action and they cannot actually sign up. So why not sign up now? And I will leave you with the last bonus tip. This is a tip that has to do with your decision making about anything in the future. I believe that sitting on the fence is the worst thing you can do. First of all, if you always remember what I'm suggesting, that if it's hard for you to think of something, think of a physical example. So can you imagine yourself sitting on the fence, what it means? It's not easy, right? You might trip. You might fall. You might injure yourself. So why do that to your emotional state or to your mind? So this is what sitting on the fence means right now. So what I would do if I was inclined, so if I was like 50-50, Angelo, what do you suggest? Should I go with MBS? Should I invest in the Mastermind Business System or not? And can you guess what is going on in the room that is next to you? So if I tell you, like literally right now, we have like a quiz, and I will give you like $1 million if you can tell me what is going on in the new room that is next to you. You will not win, right? Because you have no idea what is going on. But if I tell you, go to the next room and get back to me and tell me what is going on. So why not do this with MBS? Why not? You have 30 days money back guarantee. So you say, okay, I watched the game has changed event. And I am really interested, at least, or inspired by the idea of creating a digital product to grow my business or start a new one because I am in between things. Okay, great. So why try to imagine what it looks like and not see it and make an informed decision? I can do like 20-hour presentations of what MBS is all about, and you'll still be unsure if it's right for you. And you can take like a 1-hour look inside the system, and you will see how amazing it is. You will see how easy it is. And Valerie, I don't know if you've already been inside the system. You know that it has nothing to do with what was there before. And this is all it takes. This is the best system Dean and Tony have created so far. Exactly. It's amazing. You won't regret it. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you for pointing that out, because this is the thing. Always remember that you don't have to be sitting in the unknown. Always remember that when you have an opportunity, you take it. And then, if this is not right for you, you get your money back and move on with your life. At least you'll know. At least you will not regret it. At least you will not be asking yourself a year from now, what would have been like the case if I invested in MBS? And someone might say, you know what? A year from now, I'm pretty sure there will be a better version of MBS. Right, good. So what do you suggest? That you delay your purchase for another 20 years because in 20 years there will be even better? Right now, I have a car and I'm pretty sure that the next one will be better. But this does not deprive me from the fact that I am enjoying the comfort the car provides right now and go from A to B faster, safer, whatever, right? All I want all I want for you is to get closer to your super self. And I sleep and wake up in the morning with many challenges, but at the same time with a vision. That vision, many of you know it, is just like opening to see my emails and seeing an email from you. Angelo, you know what? I've done it. It's done. What I was telling you about, this was my destination. Now it's my reality. And this is all I care about. So if MBS stands between your current self and that self, I want you to get it. I want you to find a way to get it. I want you to commit to it, not get it. Get the next level of yourself. Invest not only the $9.97, invest your time to go through it. Invest your time to create an amazing digital product and convey your value to the marketplace and become your super self. And be proud of yourself. Make your family proud of you. This is how things change. From one decision, one simple decision. This is how I decided to go to UPW. I had no idea that a few years later I would be starting my daily shots of inspiration. I had absolutely no idea that even a few years later I would be speaking to you right now. But you know what? I am doing it because my vision is my boss. My vision is my guide. And that vision tells me, how can I help you become your super self? So every day I look for better insights. And that search for a better solution led me to Sulisubo, as I showed you before, and as you will see much more information tomorrow. So make sure, by the way, that you subscribe and you turn on your notifications. Tomorrow at the same time, I will be giving you another review of the Mastermind Business System. We will look into the system, and also I will give you some more insights of what it takes to be your super self and live your super life, regardless of your decision. Because regardless of what happens, I want to honor the fact that you have invested your time in me right now for your super self. So I want to make sure that I deliver, and I want to thank you for your participation. I want to thank you for being here. If you missed it, really enjoy the replay. It will be there for you ASAP, and I will see you at the same time tomorrow. If you have questions, send them now so that I have time to prepare the answers and include them in tomorrow's masterclass. Make sure that you're there at the same time. Make sure that you're committed to your super self, regardless of your decision. And if a digital product is the next step for you, make sure that you invest in the best and invest in those who have been not only where you are, but now are where you want to go. And this is what game-changing attitude is. Always ask from advice, always get advice, get solutions from those who have done it. So, last but not least, I want to remind you that you deserve everything you want, and we all deserve your best self. It was my honor being of value to you today, and I will see you tomorrow. Regardless of your decision, make sure to live your life from the state of your super self. See you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.